What's going on, everybody? Jesse here from Real Estate Connect. Wanted to shoot this quick video about Omnipresence. What is it and why it's important? Stay tuned. All right, so we're going to get right into the topic at hand, which is omnipresence and marketing. What is it? Why is it so important? So what is omnipresence? Google's definition for omnipresence is the state of being widespread or constantly encountered. So what does this mean? In a nutshell, it is the act of distributing your message to potential prospects for your business via multiple different mediums. Some examples of this would be sending emails, placing content on YouTube, Facebook, and multiple other social platforms. So yeah, just to give a little bit more context on that as well before we get into this. Basically, you just want to be in multiple different places where your prospects or your friends or family or anybody that supports your content, you want to be in front of those people because they also engage with your content the most. And the more, and this is a pretty common theme on most social media platforms, is the more people engage with your content, the more it's a signal for that platform to distribute your content to more people that are outside of your fear, outside of your followings, so they can find you organically, right? So distributing content and value is probably one of the most important and underlooked topics to understand and implement into any business. So distributing content, any content, is good. If you're not distributing content now, definitely think about creating videos or creating images of some sort, or just taking pictures where you're showing that, first of all, that you're a human being, that you're not all work. So that's one thing that you could do on platforms that allow you to post images. If a platform is all videos, you can definitely show your human side there too. But usually on those platforms, you can keep it a little bit more professional if you'd like YouTube. So, bless you. Sorry. So, why value? First of all, no one likes it when you are always looking out for your own best interest only. You have to cater to the what's in it for me factor, not what's in it for you. So people actually pay attention to your messaging. So you just have to think about it. Like, who are the people that you follow, right? Who are the people that you like to watch? Most of the time, they're either entertaining, they're giving you education in some sort of way. Usually those are the two things, right? They're either educating you or they're entertaining you. And then other than that, it just could be other content that maybe you don't even pay attention to, right? So, for example, I work with a lot of realtors, and most of the realtors love putting up the message, if you're looking to buy or sell, now is the time. While this is not a bad message and is much better than not putting yourself out there, it just will stick out. It just won't stick out to someone that does not know you well enough unless you have a previous relationship with that person. So you have to think about it. When you see a different realtor that's just putting up that message, it's kind of just like the same message that you see all the time, and you don't really pay attention to it unless you happen to be potentially in the market, and that's usually why most people put those types of messages up. But if they don't know you personally, it's not really going to stick out to them. This message can work, like I said, but once the know, like, and trust factors have been established. I am by no means perfect with omnipresence myself, but if you can take away one thing from this video, is to start producing some type of content that's valuable, that shows a human side to you without expecting anything in return, is the long-term play on social media. Most people do not have the patience to do this. I'll tell you that right now. This leaves the opportunity wide open for those that put in the effort to do this. So just putting that in mind, majority of people are not doing this. And I'll tell you that very, very little people are omnipresent when it comes to this. So they may produce content for Facebook and then Facebook only. Then they try to distribute it maybe to Instagram. But you do need to find the time to, if you have an email list, maybe send them content that you're putting out on Facebook, on Instagram, so you can get more followers from your email list, right? Definitely combine the different lists of people that are following you in some shape or form and try to get them to follow you on all those platforms. Yes, this does take time, but if you don't have the time to do it, it's something that you may want to consider having like an admin or just any type of assistant help you with. All right, so most of the people that don't have the patience to do this, they want people to buy and they want them to buy now. That's usually why they put up posts that are very related to what is in it for them and not in it for the person reading it, because they're thinking about their needs, right? But you want to be patient. The biggest thing when it comes to organic is patience, but there's multiple different ways to achieve omnipresence, and there's two main methods of distribution. So let's just talk about that. There's organic versus paid distribution. So organic is marketing that is not paid for. This is posting on Facebook, YouTube, sending emails, sending text messages, etc. Right? It's more of a long-term strategy. Some people actually have a great experience right from the start if they have a big friends list, let's say on Facebook, or they follow a lot of people and then they just started posting and then they could get some results from that, right? But typically it's more of a long-term strategy, but it can be very effective if done consistently. So you need to create valuable content over time and using strategies to grow your followings to help you grow your reach. That's a whole other topic because you can put out content, but if you don't have followings or a big friends list on Facebook, then you're really not going to reach too many people. So that's a whole other side of things. You need to create the list of people that you're sending this content to, or you're posting this content, and it needs to reach a list of people that you're friends with, or you're following, or they're subscribed to an email list, or whatever it is, right? Paid advertising is a little bit different. It's marketing that's obviously paid for to reach cold and warm audiences. And a cold audience is basically people that don't know you, don't know your brand. Warm audiences are people that know you or are somewhat familiar with your brand. And where people go wrong with cold traffic, and this is even for people that they just friend requested on Facebook, but especially in paid traffic, is not offering anything of value. So that example that we'll go back to again with realtors saying, if now is the best time to buy or sell, call me, and that's their post, right? If you do that in an ad, a paid traffic ad, there's no value to that, because especially with cold traffic. With warm traffic, it's a different story because they actually know who you are, so they may be intrigued to reach out to you. But even that is just not a good advertisement when it comes to paid advertising. So what I would suggest there is you need to give value. So you need to give value maybe in the form of educating someone. So you could be in a video educating somebody, but then really in paid traffic, what you want to do is be able to obtain that person's information in exchange for some form of value. And usually it's some type of document or a homes list that people want to look into because they're potentially looking to buy or sell somewhat in the near future, right? So that usually allows you to give value in exchange for their information. So you can email and text message those people. And then the nurturing cycle and the sales cycle of going from a cold prospect to a potential customer of yours or client of yours is much quicker because you can become omnipresent through paid advertising much, much quicker. There's just strategies behind that. Let's say somebody opted in to get your homes list as a realtor, or if you're in a different business, you just have a free guide of how to do XYZ, right? They give their email and phone number to you, you send them the guide, and then every once in a while you send them some more value through emails and text messages, and then eventually you can kind of talk about your product and service, right? And you basically open a gateway to retarget these people through email, through text message, and there's also retargeting strategies once people they give you your information through paid advertising. You have pieces of, I don't want to get too deep into this, but basically you're able to run paid advertising to a specific audience of people that engaged with your posts or that opted in to get that free guide or whatever you're offering, right? So you can become omnipresent very, very quickly through paid advertising, and organic strategies are typically a little bit more of a long-term play. But since it's free and since it has a lot of value, I suggest doing both for sure. But if you're looking to hit the ground running, it's usually going towards the paid advertising strategy. If you don't have a lot of money to work with, definitely produce a lot of content, put in the work to distribute it, and then eventually get an admin to help you. So I hope this content was really valuable in understanding why omnipresence with your content and with your paid advertising is important. And if you like this video, give me a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you on the next video.